mean, we should be live. But hello everyone, and welcome back to the Weekend League here in Gavra Racing. And we are here for another round of Weekend League fun. And we're here in Monza, in Italy. And it's going to be a good one for overtaking this one. Plenty of overtaking places. Plenty of straights, and once again I'm joined by someone different in the Weekend League. It seems to be the championship where I just have different commentators week in, week out. This week I've got a returning favourite to the commentary box. It is Mr. Tucson 0208. How you doing?
Hello everybody, I am doing well, Tiger. Good to be here on the Sunday this time for the Weekend League. All the other leagues are on a break this week, so this and the Super League are the only two rounds we're going to have until next Monday. Anyway, we're here at Monza, just outside Milan. As Tiger just said, we're going to have Absolute now starting a lap. We've got the current pole time of a 19.2, been set by Jitsukev in the other Williams, so let's see what kind of time Absolute 11 can do as he comes down in towards turn 1 now, down into second gear. Short shift to 4 on exit, doesn't use the curve there, very easy to spin out, but now we're going to come through Curva Grande, turn 3 here, flat out, keep it to the right hand side of the track, bring the car out to the left a bit, let it just drift out there, bring it back to the right, then look for the 100-meter board into the second chicane of turns I cannot count, turns 4 and 5, as we're going to come towards the first of the two Lesmos. Into the first one now, down into fifth gear from Absolute there. So the German driver here, trying to look for a similar sort of form as he had in the freshman series, nearly gone into the gravel trap there on the outside. But Absolute, obviously your second place driver in the freshman series, you didn't catch the last race. I thoroughly suggest you go and watch it. It's on the Gavra Racing YouTube channel, as well as the Twitch, if you have the Twitch Prime membership to the channel, which if you haven't got, I strongly suggest you go and get.
Exactly, I couldn't agree more. But Absolute 11 come round to the final corner now. Let's see what time he can put in. And Absolute 11 is a bit of a mixed one. He seems to go very, very quick in the Premier Series, but when it comes to the Weekend League, sorry, the Freshman League, sorry, when it comes to the, I think he's in the Premier Series as well now, but Absolute 11 in like 3 leagues now, which is quite crazy. But he just put in a 19.7. I'll just quickly run through some penalties. Bon Evil has got an LLP2, which means he cannot come out and qualify on the track. He's not even here today. He's not even here. He got an RRP1 as well, which means he got points reductions. But you know, he's not even here, so who cares?
I guess he's done the he's kind of done the big brain, but no, he will have to serve that penalty at the next race if he's not here for this one.
I'll just quickly run through the standings. So the Natty is on 81 points in first place, so he is the leader of the championship at the moment, and this is the second to last of the tracks that we have to go to. We are in Brazil next weekend, so make sure you join us then. But Natty on 81 points. Quick Mick, the Racing Points. I remember I said the Racing Points pulling off a really good comeback. Both of them are really, really fast. Quick Mick in second, 69 points. Prime Prince, the other Racing Point, in third with 66 points, only 3 points behind his teammate. Then there's a bigger gap to Ray Fizz in 4th with 58 points, with Quazboy in 5th with 55 points, Gypsy Kevin 6th with 47 points, Absolute 11 in 7th with 35 points, and then there's the rest of the grid there. But I believe there's, I think the only people in the championship fight, from what I can see, is, I believe it's Quick Mick, Prime Prince, and obviously Natty. I'm not sure whether Ray Fizz can get in there. I'm really not sure, but the gap is quite big. Ray Fizz 58 points, Natty 81 points. Remember, they do get reduced points for the second race. So if you add that up, there's 25, 15... 25, 15,
I would say down
13,
to about, I'd say probably
points.
have a top 5. The top 5 probably have a chance within the championship. I'd say outside of that, it will be very difficult. But obviously, nothing's over until it's over. Greg's is coming to the line now, improves his time, goes up into 6th position.
Quazboy to the line as well. It's just gone pole for 119.1. But Quazboy, known as the comeback king in the Weekend League, likes this track. It's remember in their last pre-season race, in the first season of the Weekend League, He actually brought out a really good comeback in this race, but putting it on pole there, 119.1. A 10th ahead of Jutsi Kevin at the moment. Our championship leader, X90, down in 4th place. Really fine margins though between the top. I mean, the top 6 really only covered by about 3 tenths. So really close between them.
Yeah, certainly the top 9 were in the same second of each other, but Jitsukev was a 10th up on his lap time, and he invalidated there on the entrance of the Ascari chicane, so that's going to be a wasted opportunity then for Jitsu to try and reclaim that pole position. Got the Red Bulls are letting each other go through. I'm going to see who's coming through now. Plane Racing, 1.1 seconds up on his time so far. Going to come to the line. What's it going to be for the Red Bull driver? It is a 20.3, so goes up into 10th place, but unfortunately not enough to push himself higher up the grid.
And Plane Racing has obviously been another one here in the weekend league. Oh, I don't want that on. The Plane Racing has been another one here in the weekend league where he has a mix of performances. He actually got on the podium in the end in one of the Australian races that we had at the start of the season. So Plane Racing, I'm sure you can find a little bit more time on that lap. He needs to be careful though, as they're coming through that second chicane here in Monza, one where you can pick up a lot of penalties, as I mean, both in F1 and in GT Sport as well. As me and Toussaint found out in the GT Sport race last season, it's quite easy to pick up penalties in those chicanes, so the drivers will need to be careful that they aren't invalidating those laps and picking up the penalties during the race. As here comes second in the championship, Quick Mick will be looking for some good performances this week, as he'll be looking to close that gap down to Natty as much as he can going into Brazil next weekend. As he comes now from one of the Lesmos, as he's going to go into the second one now, so go down the middle DRS straight. And let's see where he's at the middle sector, as he's coming down now towards the sector split. He's 3 times up.
I was going to say, it's been a decent lap so far from Quick Mick. 1 tenth up in the middle sector, 3 tenths up. Sorry, 1 tenth up in the first sector, even 3 tenths up in the middle sector. So this time should be good enough for a provisional pole. Got a ride on board with him now, down towards the parabolica corner, braking after the 50-meter board, down to 5th. He hasn't invalidated his lap time. Crucially, the only one of these top 3 on their second flying lap not to invalidate. So Quick Mick was coming into the pits.
Oh,
that's very strange.
Maybe lost all that time there at the final sector.
It looks very neat and tidy to me. Maybe feeling that he wants to go out when the track's more rubbered in, perhaps at the end of the session, to get the absolute maximum out of his tyres. We're going to have the Prime Prince. He's going to come to the line now. It's going to be a 1:19. 2 of these are validated on the straight. That
was unlucky. That just saw him swerve there, but he was trying to just cut that as much as he can. But if you remember, if you go over the white lines, he is very annoyed as he's just gone flying through the escape lane there. It's Albagu Breath, the only one at the moment on a flying lap. Carl H just starting his lap as well. I believe Ray Fizz is just starting a lap as well, so he's going to be looking to put in a good time. Let's ride on board with Albagu Breath. Haven't seen too much from him this season at the moment, but let's see if he can pull in good performance. Actually, I should have really looked at the constructors' standings. If I go down here, the constructors' standings, it is Racing Point on top, as we all know. There's Racing Point, 135 points. Alfa Romeo in second with 83 points. Williams behind with 82 points, 1 point behind them. Ferrari 1 point behind them with 81 points. And it's interesting to see, because Racing Point's only had 2 wins. Alfa Romeo's had 1, Williams has had 1, Ferrari's had 1, and Red Bull's had 1. So we've had a range of winners here across the weekend league this season. So the constructors and drivers' championships are actually really close this time. It's not just Natty running away with it this time. So it's quite nice to see the championship so close.
It's Albagu Breath now that I come around the final corner.
He's invalidated.
Yeah, he's invalidated.
Carl H though, in the Renault, he's coming around the final corner. Let's see if he's able to put in a time as he comes up to the line. Will he improve? He improves by 1.1 seconds. Only moves him up a little bit though, and puts himself into 10th place. And it's really fine margins. 10th to 1st within the same second of each other, so really close this week in the weekend league is Plain Racing, just starting his lap. I'm sure he'll want to improve on his time. Our bad good ref as well. Danny Boy just coming out the pits in the Ferrari. He'll be wanting to improve as well. Hello to everyone in the chat for joining us. There's a poll in the moment who they'll think will get pole position in this race tonight. It looks like quite a few votes for Jutsi Kev, a few votes for Natty there as well. Everybody's saying someone else as well, like, because it's Prize Boy, Quick Nick, Natty, and Jutsi Kev, or someone else. So.
Potentially the Prime Prince, if he can get a good lap and the manager's not to invalidate it. Potentially he was on a very good lap last time round. Yeah,
Prime Prince can be very quick alongside his the two racing points. Very quick in this league. We didn't see much from them in Australia, actually. They were very quiet. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, in the next race, they absolutely flew around the track. And Zandvoort, they were big dominant performance in Zandvoort. So it's just clear to see that sometimes you just have to kind of, you know, get into the league first before you can start really start going quickly. As Quick Mick, speaking of quick people, here he comes now, the quick man, the quickest of the mix, coming now.
He's invalidated.
Is Sky? Yes, is the invalidated there, so we will not see.
I thought it was, for a second I thought he went to the wall, but I think that was just lag on my end. As the Prime Prince is in, I know it's in an out lap, sorry, but when Quick Mick, I don't think we'll have enough time for another flying lap.
Speed and power, speed and power. That's all you need.
Enough fuel, sorry, for another lap, depending on how much fuel he's got in the car. He's gone for another run, so obviously must think he has enough
speed and power.
Fuel and battery. Speed and power. As
That's
they've got Natty
need.
Going very slowly in the middle sector.
Yes, I think he's just moving out the way though. There's a Williams is the Williams trying to get slipstream? Is he trying to get the toe?
May have been. I'm not sure there's much of a toe at 30 miles an hour though, Tiger.
No, but I think he's trying to. I think the Williams was maybe trying to stay behind Natty so he can get the toe around the lap.
Charles Leclerc, about Natty's forfeit. Well, basically what's happened there is because we've got two, me and Tiger will make one, but we're going to leave it up to you guys in the chat to make the other ones. How about that?
I like that.
For those of you who don't know, if you haven't seen the podcast, basically Natty bet me and Tiger that he would win in the Premier Series at Spain. He didn't. He finished second, which means that me and Tiger both get to give him a forfeit, but because he never specified what the rules are, we're going to make up one and then we're going to give the other one over to you guys. So if you have any suggestions, put them in the chat.
I like that, yes. Oh, Jutsi Kev's 500 something heights invalidated.
Big Quads Boy is invalidated as well. Quick Mick has not got enough fuel to make it back to the pits quickly, and he's going to invalidate what has happened to the textures there on the final corner.
We don't know. We don't speak of Codemasters. It's Natty now on the lap.
Yeah.
As he comes around the second Lesmo, as he's come down to the DRS strip. Prime Prince not being able to improve, so he couldn't get a good enough time in. Will Natty be up on his time? He's a 10th up.
Oh,
not good enough for Boy. Oh, and Bequaz Boy. Oh,
no. Bequaz Boy's AI has ruined Natty's lap there in the end.
I don't think there definitely wasn't anything Bequaz Boy could have done about it, because that was the AI that was in the way there.
Yeah, you're not really meant to let the AI take over there before the session is over. But yeah, anyway, we're going to have Absolute coming to the line now. Not going to be an improvement on his lap time. It's a really scruffy lap.
Gregster's improving. We've seen some from Gregster, and he goes third. So it's about to say we've seen some glimpses of really good driving from Gregster throughout this series, and he's just on a 119.2, puts it into third place.
As Natty is in the gravel trap on the exit of Parabolica, trying to imitate his hero, Charles Leclerc. But yeah.
His hero.
He's just got into the wall.
Yep, definitely imitating his hero then. Oh, that's funny. As there is your final grid. So for this one, it's Bequaz Boy on pole for this one. Jutsi Kev in second. So Jutsi Kev showing his speed and pace, as we've seen quite a bit before from him. Gregster in third. Quick Mick in fourth. Natty in fifth. Rafe is in sixth. Prime Prince in seventh. Absolute 11th in eighth. Plain Racing in ninth. Ace of Sable in 10th. Carl H in 11th, Danny Boy in 12th, and our Gavra at the back there in 13th place. We are missing quite a few drivers this week. I'm not sure why, but
yeah, certainly more than I was expecting. Don't know why because our Gavra hasn't retired in the pit lane. But anyway, we're gonna have some AI cars making some laps here around the Monza circuit for the next second, and there we go. That should be done and dusted.
In this race.
You also got Esteban Ocon and, Sainz, Giovinazzi.
Nah.
I find it quite interesting that Hamilton qualified behind Grosjean and Magnussen there, so there you go.
Because Grosjean and Magnussen, speed and power. Behind that Haas, have you seen the Haas? It is very quick. But there is the grid, which I just ran down just before. As I said before, though, look at this. Just look at the splits, Tuesday, between second to fifth. Like it's split. There's 100th between each of those drivers.
Even from first to 11th, everyone in the same second. So really high level of competitiveness here in Monza this evening. Got Danny Boy and Gavra, the only two drivers just outside that 1 second mark.
Sorry, Charles Leclerc in the chat. Natty recreating Leclerc's crash. I mean my crash. I love that. Trying to keep a character.
But if you do actually have any ideas for Natty's forfeit, let us know because we want to see your ideas. Leave it in the chat now. We will probably give them to him on the next episode of the podcast, and then he will have to do them and provide video evidence that he has done them.
Yeah,
otherwise there will
be photographical evidence that he's forfeited.
Or there will be severe repercussions. But anyway, back to Milan for the Monza, for the Italian Grand Prix.
Severe repercussions. It looks like Greg's teaming up with Lewis Hamilton in the Merc garage. So Greg, what a teammate Gregster has there. I mean, geez.
Yeah, interesting teammate. Let's see how much he can learn from his 6-time world champion teammate. As I think our Gavra actually has Carlos Sainz as a teammate. So Mr. Send It, the Chili Master himself. Let's see if that can help
smooth operator.
The smooth operator. I can't believe I forgot that one. But yeah, let's see if that can help him move up the grid. Is anyone in the Renault? Because everyone has Daniel Ricciardo as a teammate, and that is like
they've got Esteban Ocon as a teammate. Because you literally just read out Esteban Ocon's name literally 2 seconds ago.
Oh, well, that's just worse, but here we go. You wait for the formation lap. 25% races, only 13 laps.
The question is, though, who do you want, though? Fernando Alonso or Esteban Ocon as your teammate?
If I was going to have a teammate, I'd rather have Ocon than a 2-time world champion, because I think I'd stand more of a chance of beating Ocon than Alonso. Like, just objectively speaking, who's gone through
you need the Lord himself.
Yeah, let's hope none of our drivers have a GP2 engine. Or that Renault don't have a GP2 engine next year. Oh, Alpine, as I'm going to be called for some reason.
That's why it's just Alpine. No, how you say
in the
it.
chat saying Oliver Tifosi behind Natty for the win. I'm sure they're also going to be wanting a Danny Boy to make it a Ferrari one too.
Maybe we should get Natty to give up one of his championships.
Ooh. What, so like Abu Dhabi Natty has to start from the back, how about that?
Hang on, just go on, kind of.
Everyone in the chat, like, come on, we've given you a chance here to really mess up Natty's life.
we don't bully Natty.
This opportunity.
We don't bully Natty. We love him really.
Yes, we do love him really. Hashtag stop Natty abuse.
I'll give you some quick track stats before we start. So the track is 5.7 kilometers long with 11 turns. I'll give you the Gavra Racing lap record is Play Duchy with a 1:21.6 around this track.
Very much beaten already.
Yeah, I feel like that has been very much beaten. But 2 DRS zones, 1 on the main straight, 1 on the back straight, between sectors 2 and 3. And we are about to get underway here in the Monza circuit here in Italy. And we're about to get underway here as the lights are counting down. We've got some form of ghosting. I'm really not sure what
Oh, it's happened
here.
again.
What is it?
Yeah, it's a lights glitch.
Oh, no, there we go. And now the lights are out and away they go. As the Quads Boy off to a really good start there. Gregster and Quick Mick already going wheel to wheel. It's going to go 4 wide with Prime Prince, X90 and Ray Fizz. Oh, someone's dived in really late. It's Prime Prince. Someone's got damage. I'm not sure there was yeah, Prime Prince again, a 10-second time penalty for cutting across there. I'm really not sure. I think he just went really late, had to use the escape road. It's Jutsi Kev now battling with Quads Boy up front. Quads Boy, gonna make contact with Jutsi Kev. In the end, Jutsi Kev getting ahead now. Prime Prince trying to look for the move now. He's got a 10-second time penalty. It's huge in this race. I think that's gonna drop him really far down the pack. Later on in this race, is Gregster now. Not getting the best of starts. Just the Racing Point almost losing it there on the gravel. But Ray Fizz not getting off to a good start there either.
Look at Natty on the back of Quick Mick. Now it's going to look to the inside into Ascari chicane. Can't find the room just yet, but at the start, Prime Prince going across the second part of the chicane.
Oh, Natty almost losing it on the curb.
And yeah, that's why he got that penalty, but now Ray Fizz is going to come down the inside of X-Natty G and Quick Mick going into the Parabolica. They were 3 wide for a second there, but Ray Fizz on the inside now has to move on X-Natty, your points leader, looking at Quick Mick, and he's got Quick Mick as well, Tiger.
Yeah, brilliant move there by Ray Fizz, getting 2 drivers on the same straight. Don't count Quick Mick losing another position here too, say, because here comes Natty, here comes Absolute 11 as well. He was trying to get involved in that battle as next. Natty down the inside. Can he get the pass done? So he's going to now go around the outside into turns 1 and 2. Getting the pass done up into 5th place now. There's contact and it's the Sabo spun. I think he made contact of Absolute 11. There was just contact between the two of them, and Ace Sabo's come out worse. Big crash there from Ace Sabo.
Yeah, certainly, Tiger. Looks like the 2 cars tried to go for the same piece of tarmac and just didn't work out then. But that's going to be Ace Sabo with wing damage down towards the back of the field. But Quads Boy then still your leader. Hasn't broken that 1-second buffer back to Jutsi Kev. So Jutsi will have the DRS. But you've got a very close grid today. Got Gregster all over the back of Prime Prince as well.
Playing racing. Managing to get past Absolute 11 there. Yes. He manages to get past Absolute 11 up into 8th place. Playing racing with a comeback here. He did start down in 11th, so he's going to try and now move his way up the grid so he can get closer to his teammate Ray Fizz, as Natty at the moment trying to now gain down Ray Fizz. Ray Fizz really close behind Gregster though, as Ray Fizz now might try and get the move done on the Mercedes. Won't have DRS as of yet, it's just been activated. So, but he might try it now down into the first corner. Can he get the move done? Might try it to the outside. Isn't enough room there. Won't go for it. Let's see if there's going to be any moves towards the back of the grid. No movement at the moment as Ray Fizz. It's going to be looking for the move here too. Stating he's going to try it on Gregster. As he's getting closer now as they come through the long sweeping right-hander. He might try it now down into the second chicane, and he just can't get the pass done there.
Yeah, as I'm not really happy with Gregster's driving there. Shouldn't be moving after. If you're breaking the slipstream, that's alright, but Gregster wasn't, he was defending. But anyway, that DRS is going to be helping out Ray Fizz a ton now. We're going to come down towards the Ascari chicane, down the back straight, through the second of the 2 DRS zones. But crucially, Gregster in front also has that DRS, but he might not when we get to the main straight. Ray Fizz all over the back of the Mercedes, 0.3 of a second now between the 2 cars. X-Natty G right behind that, needs to make up positions here in the opening exchanges of this race.
Yeah, exactly. G needs to make up more. He does need to make up more positions if he wants to hold on to that championship. At the moment, Prime Prince is ahead of him. Remember, Prime Prince is only 3 points behind his teammate Quick Mick. His teammate Quick Mick's all the way down in 7th. So now he's defending from one of his championship rivals, as well as having to attack championship rivals above, because I believe Ray Fizz is also in the championship fight. So is Prime Prince, and so is Quads Boy, who at the moment is leading this race. This won't be good for Natty. I was having a conversation with him, and I did say that he is going to need to make up the points in this first race, because remember, it's reduced points in the second race. So if his championship rivals are getting more points in this first race, he's going to start that gap to the championship, that big enough gap around about 20 some points he's got ahead, is going to come down very quickly.
Yeah, certainly. This is where the big points get handed out, Tiger, as you were just saying. But next, Natty, all over the back of Ray Fizz, but this DRS train is just preventing so much overtaking. Everyone kind of stuck now behind Jutsikev, who was just about lost the DRS advantage from, the Quaz Boy in front. The Prime Prince now gaining on the back of Jutsi. Remember, though, does have that 10-second time penalty. And Natty, all over the back of Ray Fizz, he's got much more ERS than the Red Bull as well. Ray Fizz has got a bad exit, though. Yeah. And here comes Natty. This is his chance. He's seized it on the inside, down towards the Parabolica. Nothing Ray Fizz can do to defend here, surely. As now, here comes X-Strategy down the inside into the Parabolica. Nicely done.
Yeah, Natty getting the move done on Ray Fizz. That's what he needed to do. The problem is now, though, for X-Natty, he hasn't got that DRS ahead. So it is just going to allow Ray Fizz to just get it down into the first corner. Natty had a bit of a problem here, is he just can't get the DRS ahead, keep that DRS chain. As Ray Fizz now to the inside. Is he going to be able to hold it? Natty will stick his nose in there, cutting across the curve very quick, very harshly, picking up a 3-second time penalty. In this battling, what it has done is it allowed Quick Mint to get ahead, but Plane Racing at absolute 11 now, battling between each other. Plane Racing managing to get past now. Once again, Ray Fizz, the next Natty going to go wheel to wheel into this next corner. There's a bit of contact. Ray Fizz picks up a 3-second time penalty, goes onto the gravel, and now Ray Fizz and Quick Mint going to go wheel to wheel here. It's just... Well, Quick Mick's trying it down the inside here. It's a great battle between all these drivers. Quick Mick got a really bad exit. This is going to allow Absolute 11 and Plane Racing to look for a move now. It's Natty and Ray Fizz going to go at it again, and Ray Fizz managing to get the move done.
And Plane Racing getting moved done on Quick Mick as well. But Natty now, they're losing so much time to Gregster, 2.7 seconds now, that gap. But Plane Racing, Quick Mick and Absolute, really knows to tell here coming towards the final sector.
Quick Mick now, will he look for the move? Can't get the move done now. Absolute 11's going to try and stick behind him as much as he can. As Jutsikev early into the pit. Early pit stop for him. He will just go onto the medium tyres. So is Quick Mick. Also another early pit stop.
Here comes Natty G down the inside of Ray Fizz coming towards turn 1. They're wheel to wheel. Natty just about pulls ahead, under braking now. Can the Ferrari get the move done? Ray Fizz though has the inside line for turn 2. Only he's pushed Natty onto the grass, but Natty now with a superior traction and more ERS looks to the inside of the Curva Grande. Could we have a Hamilton versus Leclerc situation here? As now Natty's going to pull out to the right hand side, maybe no, pulls into the slipstream. They pull out to the left hand side. That's going down the inside on Ray Fizz. Ray Fizz closes the door. There's contact. And Natty somehow doesn't manages not to spin round. But here comes Plane Racing.
Plane Racing trying to get the move done now. Plane Racing doing really well actually in this race too, so to catch up to this front pack. He's gone from 11th to 6th already. So he almost loses the rear end and he exits that curve. That has allowed Absolute 11 to actually take that position now. Absolute 11 got a really good run out of that exit. Plane Racing not so well there. Natty just stuck in a bit of a stalemate here. He's picking up time penalties. He needs to be careful. As if Natty dropping back from Ray Fizz, he needs to get past Ray Fizz, otherwise he's just going to keep on losing time to that top 3.
He's lost the position to Absolute now as well, going to the Parabolica.
There goes the Williams, and I was surprised actually to see Carl H came in with 4 lap old mediums, as he's actually going to look for a battle there on Quick Make, as the top 3 now into the pits.
Oh! As Plane Racing there just managed to duck out of the pit entrance and not go into his teammate Orex Natty G. But we're going to have everybody in now. Remember, the Prime Prince has that 10-second time penalty to serve. Just now coming back out in front of Absolute. But where is Natty? Natty's had a horrible pit stop exchange. He's still behind Ray Fizz then. But crucially, they're both closer to Gregster now in the Mercedes. Gregster has had an absolute mare in the pit lane.
I don't think Prime Prince actually served that 10-second time penalty. I don't think he's able to. I think he has to stick with it until the end of the race because it's a corner cutting penalty. So he will have to keep, because it's a corner cutting penalty, so I don't think he can serve it in the pit lane. I think he has to take that 10-second time penalty to the end of the race. Which is unfortunate for him because that's going to really impact him in the championship. He would have had a good chance of actually getting ahead of Natty, and Natty's come up behind Quick Mick. It's actually no, he's just gone past Quick Mick, but I was just about to say, got that pit stop for Natty. Not great. He's coming out behind Quick Mick, and he's now he's over a second to Ray Fizz ahead, and that means he's not going to get any DRS. This has not turned out well for Natty, but what will turn out well for him is the fact that Absolute 11 and Quick Mick battling right behind him. So in the end, Absolute 11 just going to stick behind Quick Mick. Quick Mick, very big corner cut there across the first corner there. And someone's off at the back. I believe it's Danny Boy. Yeah, I think it was Danny Boy just going up there. It's Plane Racing now into the pits. The other Red Bull driver into the pits now. Where will he come out? But Quaz Boy will now go back ahead and take the lead of this race. Jutsi Kev will come across second. Prime Prince, yep, getting past Gregster, getting past. Where will Plane Racing come out? He almost came out ahead of his teammate. He's going to come out almost wheel to wheel with Natty, but in the end, Plane Racing will just come out in between.
Oh, he's locked up.
Oh, he has,
and he's gone to neutral. And he's going to lose 2 positions here shortly as here comes Quick Mick, and he just manages to close the door and stop Quick Mick from getting past. But Natty now is close up to the back of Ray Fizz once again. But Plane Racing seems to have made gains there, but unfortunately had a mistake down into turn 1, selected neutral gear. That's how much he slowed down, and he's fallen down to 9.
Absolutely brilliant from Carl H. The pitting early on those mediums has benefited him so much, because he's now on a fresh set of soft tyres, and he's all the way up in 5th place because he got such a good outlap off of that pit stop. He's come out ahead of all of these cars when he came into the pits he was behind them all. I mean, brilliant from Carl H.
And I think Carl H has definitely taken a leaf out of Fernando Alonso's book then in that Renault for next season, as he's going to be charging through the field
Natty
now.
picking up another 3-second time penalty. That's 9 seconds of penalties now for him.
This has really been a tough race for the championship lead events. In yellows in sector 3, that's the McLaren.
What's our Baku breath round?
Spun round. But here comes ex-Natty now, surely. This is the opportunity he's been waiting for now. The DRS is open. The overtake button is on. Come on, Natty. He's gone blasting past the Red Bull now, and surely that's him up into 6th place. Finally free from the tyranny of the Red Bull.
Yeah, the problem is, though, for Natty, he's got to close that gap down to Carl H. If he wants that DRS ahead, if we can just get ahead of Carl H, use him as almost just as a wall, as a buffer, trying to slow Ray Fizz down. That'll allow Natty to maybe pull out that 1 second gap that he needs, try and close that gap down to Gregster, see if he can just try and make his way back up the grid, salvage something out of this race. Prime Prince getting another 3-second time penalty. That's 13 seconds worth of penalties now he has got to his name. That is really going to affect him at the end of this race. Now Natty needs to close that gap down to Carl H, and at the moment he's not doing so. And now he's actually closed up a big enough gap though to Ray Fizz behind, just to allow Natty to just keep that position going down this DRS straight.
Yeah, but Natty needs that gap to Carl H to be under a second, otherwise Ray Fizz to be right on his rear wing again, and he just has done. And I think those softs are actually burning up for Carl H. He's not really making an impression on the car in front, and Natty's now catching him at an absolute rate of knots here as it comes towards the final corner, so he should be able to defend himself then from Ray Fizz in second. That's right on board now of ex-Natty G down the main straight underneath the bridge. He's going to have the DRS open now. Does he? No, he hasn't opened his DRS. No, there he goes. And now he'll be gaining on the Renault in front down towards turn 1. Carl H goes defensive. Natty late braking, and he's going to gain a lot of time on the Renault. Can he get a better exit now? Get back on the overtake button and make this move work.
He did get a very good exit there. Carl H losing a little bit on the rear. This will allow Natty to take it to the inside of that corner. Will he be able to get it into the chicane? He's going to look to the outside, and in the end he gets the pass done nicely up into 5th place. Now Natty just needs to storm ahead of Carl H. As I said before, using Carl H is almost just a slow down car, so you can just use it as a barrier to Ray Fizz. Try and open up a 1 second gap, then close that gap down to Gregster ahead.
But the wall is breaking, Tiger, because Carl H has had a bad exit, and now here comes Ray Fizz on the outside now towards the Ascari corner. Look how much they're gaining on the Ferrari as Ray Fizz late braking around the outside, and he's made the move work, Tiger. What a move!
Oh, it's Carl H Carl H had to back out, and that means now he's got Absolute 11's going to get past him. And this brilliant strategy from Carl H is coming to his demise as those soft tyres not doing too well as Absolute 11 easily down the inside up into 7th place. That was not good for Natty at all, because now he is still within a second of that Red Bull of Ray Fizz.
As here comes Gregson looking back to the battle for the lead. They've got Jutsi Kev now. They reeled in Jutsi.
Carl H might try it back on Absolute 11. Just can't get the pass done there. really actually surprised to see Jutsikev up there. We know how quick he can be, but he hasn't been the speediest in the weekend league. He seems to be very quick. Him in Absolute 11, they seem to just be really quick in the freshmen. But once they come to the weekend league Tuesday, they just don't seem to be as quick. But Jutsikev on fire today around Monza in second place. He is being gained down though now by the racing point of Prime Prince. Prime Prince though, 13 seconds worth of time penalties. Gregster keeping nicely with them at the moment. Natty 4 seconds behind. He needs to close that gap down if he wants any chance of salvaging some good points for the championship. But actually at the moment, to say, it's not too bad for Natty, because Natty will come ahead of Prime Prince after the penalties. But
yeah, it was in sector 2.
I believe it's a bit of a kerfuffle at the back. As it looks like Danny Boy and there's Sabu and Al Bagubrev having a little bit of a battle back here. But as I was saying, Prime Prince I believe will be behind Natty, which means Natty will be ahead of both of his championship rivals, Quick Mick and Prime Prince. So in hindsight, not necessarily on track position, but in terms of penalties, Natty is actually in a good position here.
Well, sorry, but here comes Gregson looking at the back of Prime Prince. He might be about to lose another position on track here, having to worry about Natty now in 5th, but Ray Fizz also closing on the back of the Ferrari. Natty vulnerable here, hasn't got that DRS train.
I have to say, someone at the moment, the comeback king in first, Bequaz Boy, haven't seen much from him at all this race. He's just been out there in front, really dominating this race, keeping that gap nicely to Jutsikev from behind. He's going to be on for a smooth, easy win for this race, as he did have a little bit of a battle at the beginning, but if he can hold it to the end of this lap, he should be okay. Jutsikev, as I said, doing very well as well. Prime Prince, I don't think he'll be keeping that 3rd position as we are on the penultimate lap of this race. Will we see any more overtakes? I'm sure we will, as Ray Fizz now is going to be looking to see if he can gain on ex-Natty. Carl H actually sticking with Absolute 11 quite nicely.
The Prime Prince has nearly lost it for the second part of this Ascari chicane, and now here comes Greggs. They're going to be wheel to wheel down towards the Parabolica. Sorry to cut you off, but I just saw the Racing Point nearly lose it, as now Greggs is going to try and go to the outside, cut back to the inside now with the overtake bar and the DRS. He's so much closer than he has been over the last couple of laps. Now the DRS open onto the final lap of the race, then down towards turn 1. Prime Prince knows it's coming. Greggs has got no ERS left. The Prime Prince is going to go defensive. Here comes Gregster around the outside in the black Mercedes. Prime Prince manages to fend him off and lives another day.
I mean, just brilliant battle between those two. As yeah, as you said, Prime Prince though getting a really good not getting such a good exit on the end, almost lost the car, just allowed Gregster just to gain on him, really get involved in that battle there. As Natty now, he's actually opened up a second to Ray Fizz. It's what he wanted, but it's a little bit too late now in the proceedings for that 1 second gap, as we actually are now on the final lap of this race, as Bequazboy will come down the middle DRS straight. As he comes down now to walk into Ascaris, he's going to go all the way around, and he's going to come down the penultimate straight, down into the final corner. And Gregster, look at Gregster. Gregster's right up behind Prime Princey. Will he look for a move down into the final corner? He might go for a late dive. He's going to try and look for it. Can't get the pass done there. As it is going to be Bequazboy who'll come across the line and win in the first race here in Monza. Jutsikev will take second, his first podium, and actually his first podium here in the weekend league at the moment. Gregson third. Absolute 11 got 4th in the end. Carl H got 5th. Ray Fizz in 6th, Natty all the way down in 7th. Both racing points came behind him. A good result in the end for Natty, even though Ray Fizz will bring back a few points on him. But Quazboy is going to bring back a ton of points on Natty, actually. This could be very interesting for the championship. Natty, though, it's 7th. Plain Racing coming from 11th to 8th, so bagging some points to the Red Bull team in the end. Prime Prince in 9th. Quick Mick got fastest lap in 10th, so Quick Mick will actually pick up 2 points there in the end.
Yeah, that was massively disappointing then for Natty, but as we were just saying before, the championship standings have well and truly been rocked then, with Natty down in 7th. I mean, Quick Mick down in 9th, and his Racing Point teammate of Quick Mick in 10th.
And in the end, actually, as I was saying, Carl H, though, managed to get 5th place on that strategy, even though he got overtaken by about 3 cars. in the end, the penalties really coming to his aid there. And, yeah, it's seems to be very good, but well done to Bequaz Boy for winning the first one here in Monza. Can he do it again in the second one? We will find out. As Jutsikev, I believe that's his first podium in the Weekend League of this Weekend League season. As there is the final grid, so it was Danny Boy, Asa Stabel and Albagubrev just outside of the top 10 there. Not a great race though, to say, for the race in points. That's actually going to allow all of the rest of these drivers here, the rest of these teams, the likes of the Williams, who have bagged in some good points, the Alfa Romeos, it's actually one of them isn't here, but also the Red Bulls as well, who've got really good points as well this season, to just close down that gap that the both racing point teams had.
Yeah, so that's going to be a massively disappointing result then for Racing Point. Unfortunately, Natty's teammate Danny Boy not able to pick up any points from the melee there, but I think someone that had 19 seconds worth of penalties. So yeah, drivers need to take it.
It's a lot of penalties.
Easier with the track limits. That is a lot of penalties.
I believe though, to be fair, Prime Prince did have that 10-second time penalty for going through the escape lanes. So.
That is also true.
I mean, it depends though, really. I mean, if he'd slowed down, I think the reason why it gave him a 10-second time penalty is because he went off the track and rejoined while gaining a position. I think if he'd slowed down enough, because I think what he did was he missed his braking zone, so he just didn't want to go careering into people, so he just went through the escape lane. But if he'd slowed down enough, then he wouldn't have probably. I don't think he would have got given a time penalty. He shouldn't have. It's Codemasters.
If he'd gone through the chicane, he might not have gotten a penalty, but
I mean, it's Codemasters. Anything can happen, to be honest. So
yeah, exactly.
We're never gonna get a Codemasters sponsor. not with my words. Not with my words.
I feel like you've single-handedly doomed that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I single-handedly have doomed the Codemasters sponsor.
But actually, I'm just trying to do the maths in my head. So Natty was down in 7th, was he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is 4 points.
If I knew to say, I would say yes. Professionalism.
So then Natty will be on 87, and Bequaz Boy with that 55 add 25 will be on 80. So yeah, so Bequaz Boy now only 7 points behind Natty.
This championship just got more interesting. So
yeah,
that means he must have overtaken Quick Mick and Prime Prince, I'm guessing.
I can take a look. Yes, he will have done, because
and Ray Fizz, surely.
Rain! Oh no! Oh,
Rain! Yes, Rain! That's what we wanted. Yes, that's what we wanted to see. Some rain.
I feel like this might turn into Drive to Survive, Tiger. As the driver's taking a long time to ready up. I'm sure all of them looking for their wet setups now. As Gregson will have a thing or two to learn from Lewis Hamilton, sat right next to him in the pit box.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, the king of the wet, as we saw in the Austria race in real life. He was in the second there than everyone else. But anyway, yeah, but Greg still needs to take a bit of a tip out of Hamilton's book if he wants to be able to get a good lap time in the wet. I'm excited to say, please tell me this is what this is going to be in the race. This will be great. Let's find out. So we're going to have a wet quali here in the Weekend League. A one-shot quali. I never really attempt to even commentate over a one-shot quali because it is just god-awful. As actually, Natty in third, but Great Fizz in first. It's surely right on board with the championship leader, ex-Natty. Give him a bit of screen time that he always wants, as he always asks for it every single day. But no, anyway. Natty, actually, Great Fizz, absolute 11. Bequaz Boy.
Oh,
Natty,
wow, that is,
what is
it's possible.
What is going on?
But Quasboy has gone from first to second to ninth to third to fourth to second again. As they're coming back down the straight, as Jutsi Kev now goes into second.
As I said to Saint, I never try and attempt to commentate over one-shot qualities because they are just horrendous to commentate over. But we will find out. Is Natty actually leading at the moment? Oh no, Jutsi Kev. Wait, but Quasboy has had a massive. I don't know what's happened, but he went from second to 11th. What? Oh, Ray Fizz is retired. Ray Fizz is retired. That is huge. That is big in the championship. Wait.
That's huge.
What is going
now,
on?
Here comes ex-Natty G.
You're still 11 retiring in the championship as well.
Natty's going to be on pole.
Quasboy got disqualified, invalidated. That's big in the championship as well, but Quasboy will start outside the top 10, to you say.
Everything has just been flipped on its head again.
The rain has just brought us an absolutely insane qualifying. It's Natty on pole, Jutsi Kev in second, Grexter in third, Carl H in fourth. What a day Carl H is having. Playing Racing in fifth, Quit Making down in sixth. Danny Boy in seventh, Baggy Brevin in, but Quasboy down in, Prime Prince down in ninth. Ace Stab in 10th, but Quasboy in 11th. Ray Fizz in 12th. Absolutely 11, 13. What on earth has just happened?
How does that happen? Wow. Well, that's certainly a
Piero's saying Ferrari on pole at Monza. Don't give him any credit. No, but Natty on pole for this one. Can he get some points back to Saint in this race? But with Quasboy all the way down in 11th place. Oh, this is boring. We've got a dry race. No, unfortunately, it's boring.
I said unfortunately.
Ah, okay, yeah, unfortunately, that's what we like.
Right, but anyway, we're going to have the drivers begin their formation lap soon, so because of the rain, obviously everyone gets free choice of tyres, so will anybody be going for the contra medium to soft strategy?
I think Natty might, you know. On a serious note, Natty might. We've seen him many times before do it already in this league, where he likes to go from the medium to the soft strategy.
Piero wants us to sing the Italian national anthem. Is that copyrighted? Like, are we going to get sued by
Guillotine
Italy?
Sub to tier 1. Thank you very much, Guillotine. We need. Oh, you know, I need. Do you know when I get all my stuff sorted so I can get all this fancy graphics? Yeah. I need like one of those things where it pops up for when someone subs or when someone. Like,
that'd be sick.
Oh, we need like. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Sorry, just on a.
I'm gonna sing the national. Can we sing the national anthem?
I don't. You can. I don't know it.
I think it's like Batelli, Italia, da 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 da, the rest of the words, da 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 da, da 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 da, da da da. I'm going to stop there before we get copyright strike. We're going to get copyright strikes by Italy.
Gavra will be happy. The Italian man will not be happy.
Yeah, I think I might have screwed up the pronunciation. If someone does know the words, put them in the chat.
Yeah, come on, Gav. We want to know your
You're welcome, Piero.
Gav, you're the expert, mate. Come on. We need your Italian pronunciation. Do you know what, dude? I'm sure we're on the same page here. I've never ever spoken to Gav once in person.
I haven't heard his voice ever.
No, I've never heard Gavra.
We need to get Gavra in a party one time in the stream.
Gav, mate, you need to come on the podcast. It doesn't matter if you don't speak, good enough English, because I think that's why you didn't want to come on beforehand. But just come on, it'll be a laugh. We'll chat about a few things. Brainstorm some ideas. It'll be great.
Yeah, we've got an Italian car, an Italian track with a driver who wishes he was Italian on the pole. Then we're going to go to 5 red lights for the start of this race. I haven't got anything on my screen.
Not lights out as of yet, and it will be the lights out now. And away they go, and it's Jutsi Kev off to a good start here. He's only going to go wheel to wheel. There's someone at the back. It's Prime Prince. There's an out. There's a bloody. Don't even know what's happening here. It's Natty. Jutsi Kev going wheel to wheel.
Oh,
there's contact. Quick make. Someone else has round. It's up to 11 round. Jutsi Kev's at the back. Jutsi Kev went
but
from.
Boy up to 5th.
What? Quazboy went from 11th to 5th. What on earth has happened on the start of this race? What an insane weekend we've had. The 2 racing points are down in 10th and 11th to say the championship.
It's Ace of Sabo down the inside on Prime Prince. And he's cut across the chicane, kept the position. Prime Prince is a 3-second time penalty, but I think what that was triggered by was one of the racing points missing the braking point. And it's a Ferrari of a Danny Boy.
It's Face getting past Bagu Breath, and as he said, I believe it one of the racing.
They're 3 wide, there's a crash. Ace Sabo in the wall.
What is going on? I was just about to say, I believe it was one of the racing points just dove it down the inside of turn 1, and then it collided into what it looked to be both Williams drivers, Jutsi Kev and Absolute 11. As always, Absolute 11 managing to get past Prime Prince. Just what on earth has happened at the start of this race?
But here comes the Quazboy now, looking at the back of Carl H. As Carl H hasn't gone defensive, here comes the Quazboy now around the outside, up into 4th position.
What a start the Quazboy's had, but he's got damage too, Saint. Front left end plate. He's got front left end plate damage.
Yeah, oh wait, that is a racing point going all the way across this first chicane, and on the back of Natty is pushed Natty now through Curva Grande as what's Prime Prince take that Natty G. As there's a safety car and Prime Prince there taking out his championship rival. I'm sure there will be serious repercussions for Prime Prince.
That's like a race ban. That was
despicable.
Jeez,
that was terrible. That is absolutely unacceptable from Prime Prince. And why he did that. Natty was on pole, had done nothing wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
It's disgusting.
I'm not sure why Prime Prince has done that. That's really impacted Natty in the championship there.
Guillotine, what happened was we just had Prime Prince cut the first chicane and take out your race leader.
Fortunately, Natty getting no damage from that. Natty actually were picking up no damage. That's both racing points out.
Oh dear.
That's really impacted the constructors and drivers championships.
Racing Point then are gonna score 3 points
everyone's
from
gonna
this
come
entire race weekend.
Everyone's gonna come into the pits, but Quazboy, I'm assuming, is gonna fix his wing. That'll be good for Natty to say in the championship, because what Natty can do now is that he can push for first place. But Quazboy will have to come in and change his wing. But remember, Quazboy is actually 7 points behind Natty, as we just did the maths earlier.
Hang on a minute, don't even know the game has given Natty a 10-second time penalty for cutting the corner there down at turn 3. That was not his fault at all.
No, that'll be taken off. That'll be taken off, surely. That has to be. The stewards will take it off. If Natty's not purposely cut that corner at turn, what is it, 3 and 4, is it? Yeah. Whatever, turn 3 and 4.
4 and 5.
If he's 4 and 5, if he's not purposely cut that corner, that must be. Gav, you can just correct me if I'm right in the chat, yeah.
Gavra, the racing point went on purpose into the Ferrari.
Gav, mate, can you just confirm that? I don't think. I mean, you probably can't confirm at the moment, but Natty shouldn't get that 10-second time penalty because he was taken out quite aggressively by a flying racing point. I think, that's
certainly going to be a mix-up. But so we've had both racing points and out of this race already. Jutsi, we don't know necessarily who hit you, but if you have any idea who it was, if you can, let us know in the chat. Obviously, don't put your car in AI under the safety car or anything.
Jutsi, I believe it was one of the racing points. which have seemed to have caused a lot of havoc here at the start of this race.
Yeah, very much have not covered themselves in glory in the first lap of the second race here at Monza. But anyway, we're going to have Carl H and Baku who've actually stayed out on their set of medium tyres now, behind the safety car on towards lap 4 now. We should be able to get going next time.
Someone came into the pits. It's Gregster. Has he got damage? He got 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
But he's getting off those hard tyres and onto a set of mediums.
I think he just wanted to get the hard. I think he just wanted the change of tyre 2 cents is what it looked like. It looked like what he wanted to do was just go onto the set of hards for a lap, just get it out the way so he could just run a different tyre, and then go back onto the mediums.
Did he not start on the softs? Let me have a look here. Gregster. No, he did start on the softs.
Oh.
So, don't know why he went to the... must have made a mistake when he went to the hard tyres and saw everyone else on the mediums. So he's gone back to the mediums now, but now has that 5-second time penalty that we just spoke of.
I mean, if we look at the incidents, let's have a look at the incidents here. We might be able to just sort of figure out what happened. Idea. If we figure out what happened at the start of the race. So if we go from the top, here, so... It looked like Ace Sabo got a warning with Al Bagubrev. That's when I saw Ace Sabo go around the outside of Al Bagubrev, going down to the first corner. But Quasboy got a collision with Danny Boy. Prime Prince, then, what it looked like is he's cut the corner somewhere. Then Quick Mick hit Jutsi Kev. There we go. Then Natty's apparently got a collision with Quick Mick. Then Absolute 11 hit Danny Boy. And then Prime Prince has got 2 3-second time penalties for colliding with someone. That's crazy.
And then, Quick Mick had terminal damage, actually, with that DNF. And obviously Prime Prince going into Natty there.
I can't see no 10-second time penalty for Natty, though.
I can see a 5-second time penalty for Natty.
Yeah, I can't see no 10-second time penalty, though.
Yeah, but for some reason the game had him in the pits for 10 seconds. I've only been a 5-second time penalty, and he
has been very much helped though by the safety cars. We are back underway once again after the safety car restart. Natty already being pressured by Jutsikev, and I think Natty though will try and hold it now as there's going to be Al Bagubrev. It might try it down the inside into turn 1. Is Natty?
That's a 10-second time penalty.
Who's this for?
For Al Bagubrev going over the course at turn 2.
I didn't see no 10-second time penalty.
It just flashed up on my screen, but here comes X9 now. It's been overtaken by Jutsi. Jutsi has to look at the Red Bull in front. Can't make a move yet.
I mean, let's have a quick look. No 10-second time penalty on the penalty screen for Al Bagubrev. I'm not sure whether that's actually been given or not. I don't know. But the stewards are going to be busy after this one, I'll tell you that. But Natty is going to be trying to gain now on the Jutsi Kevin Plain Racing battle. We've got to hear at the moment. Someone's round at the back. It's Danny Boy round at the back again. As this battle here between Plain Racing and Jutsi Kev, it will help Natty out here a lot too, saying as Natty now is going to try and gain on these drivers. I believe we'll have DRS probably in the next lap or the lap after. But... still early on in this race at the moment. It's Absolute 11 looked like he was going to go round Ray Fizz. Couldn't get the pass done there, but it's Natty trying now to gain on Jutsi Kev.
That's Al Bagubrev weaving to try and break the slip stream. That's on the turn, Carl H. So move to the outside line. They're going to go try and go round the outside of the McLaren. And Al Bagubrev breaks so late. But now Carl H is going to get the better traction. But here comes Plain Racing down the inside on the Renault. Beautiful opportunistic driving men from the Red Bull. And the wheels once to Curva Grande. Plain Racing's going to the lead of the race on the overtake, but on the outside of the McLaren. They're turning to the inside for turn 4. Just can't make the move work this time.
It just didn't look like it's Jutsikev going to try and go around the inside of Jutsikev. There's a Renault. Where's the Renault come from? It's just come out of nowhere. It's Natty going to try and go down the inside of Plain Racing. Just can't get the move done there. That'll be a big penalty for Carl there, as I think he cut a little bit of the corner. Oh, Natty getting a bad exit. I'm not even sure where Carl H came from there. Just came out of nowhere. Just trying to look for the move there on the drivers.
Looking at ex-Natty G, gonna go to the outside into the Ascari chicane, and Natty just about managed to keep it in front.
It's a big turn of events. Natty going from attacking to defending in the space of a few seconds, Tuesday. It's how quickly it can turn around with the DRS in this track, and just the overtaking in general. It looked like the Williams of Jutsikev was trying to go down the inside. It's Ray Fizz really wide though, and the exit of the final corner. He's run a little bit wide now. He's going to be attacked. The Carl H into the pits. As there comes Absolute 11 now as well on Natty. Will he take to the outside? It's been a really good weekend actually for the Williams team. As you said, Greg's still looking for a move down the inside of Ray Fizz. He's going to take it to the outside. Oh, Ray Fizz aggressively on the curbs there, losing a position also to Bequazboy. So Bequazboy now trying to make a comeback after he had to take that damage earlier. As Absolute 11 trying to get past Natty, getting the move done there.
And Bequazboy now down the inside of Gregster. Gregster's broken lanes, so Bequazboy's going to keep it around the outside. It's contact. Gregster gets pitched into a half spin. That's going to allow Ray Fizz through as well, and put Ace Sabo right on the back of the Mercedes.
Crazy race this has been. It's now Natty trying to look on the back of Absolute 11. Natty just doesn't seem to be finding his pace at the moment, too soon, because he's being attacked now by Jutsikev as well from behind. Absolute 11 gaining on the car ahead of... someone's lost it off back and it's a spiritual safety car.
Oh no, he was leading the race, Tiger. That is hugely unfortunate for Al-Baghdadi.
I think Al-Baghdadi did still have to make a pit stop, though he did. So he would have had to have made the pit stop. That means Plane Racing, out of all of this, will take the lead of the race. Where did Plane Racing start? Absolute 11 started at the back of the grid. And he's in second place.
No, wait, Tiger, Plane Racing up 4 positions. Absolute 11 up 11 positions.
I'm saying that's where he started from the back of the grid, too. That's where Absolute 11's come from. What a race. It's crazy.
What? As a virtual safety car event still out, I'm sure it will be coming in any minute now.
This means that somehow of all of this, if Danny Boy can take it to the end, he's going to get a point for the Ferrari team. Which means that'll help Natty out a little bit.
Still get a point.
That'll help Natty out a little bit in the championship battle. For the constructors, there's already Jutsikev getting the move done on Natty.
And how cheeky was that from the Williams?
Natty down the inside in a second Les mode. Natty getting the move done there. Almost though, as Jutsikev will fight back, as both of them will have DRS. Plane Racing now losing it to Absolute 11 now. It's Absolute 11 on fire today. Both Williams drivers really showing the pace that they truly do have, as we have not seen much from them in this entire series. But now, look who's come back to stage. It's the comeback king, Bequazboy now getting involved in this battle. Can he get the move done on Jutsikev, as he won't try it into the final corner?
How cheeky was that from the Williams of Jutsikev there. Natty though giving him recompense straight away. As Plane Racing now gaining on the back of Absolute. Absolute's going to have to go defensive here surely. Down towards turn 1, can Plane Racing make a move? Just can't do it this time.
Jutsikev looked for a move on the inside of Natty, just couldn't get the move done. Oh, Bequazboy went to try to go wheel to wheel late on the brakes with Jutsikev, just got forced onto the grass a little bit. Carl H putting in the fastest lap there. Seeing very good pace from Carl H in this in these races, as he's put himself in 8th place at the moment on those fresh softs. And Jutsikev now might try to look for a move on Natty. Natty now finding some pace from somewhere, trying to look for a move on Plane Racing. Plane Racing has dropped back from Absolute 11. Could be Absolute 11 here to get this one. I mean, he's definite driver of the day if Absolute 11 gets this. Is Natty now going to take to the outside? Can he get the move done? Is he's going to go around the outside and nicely up into second place? This is what Natty needed after he got dive bombed by a flying Prime Prince earlier. It's now, will it be Jutsikev trying to make the move now on Plane Racing? But Bequazboy's going to try and maybe have a look as well. He's just a little bit too far back at the moment though to maybe looking for the move. As now Plane Racing, can he get the move done there? on, sorry, Judson Kev, can he get the move done on Plain Racing?
Tiger. Look at
Natty's gained. Look how much Natty's gained. He's going to go to the inside. Will he be able to try and go down the inside? Can he get the pass done? And in the end, he gets the move done. Up into first position. Natty, our championship leader, is up into first place after this absolutely crazy race. Absolute 11's going to take to the outside now. Can he get the move done? He's going to try and look to the outside. We'll just slot him behind at the moment. Greg says stealing that fastest lap from Natty, and in the end, Natty staying in first at the moment. Jutsi Kev trying to see him get the move done on Plain Racing now for a podium position, but Boy's going to be wanting a podium position after he started outside the top 10 as well in 11th. Would be a brilliant comeback for both Absolute 11 and Boy if they could do that. Or just what a race!
Absolute. Now looking at the back of Natty G going down towards his car chicane, too far to make a move this time though on the Ferrari. Natty has fought tooth and nail for this one. He's not going to give it up very easily, and I'm sure Absolute will find out. We're going to come towards the final corner now. Both drivers just saving up their ERS a bit, as we have a massive DRS train from first all the way down to 6th here, Tiger. It's after the final corner they come to start lap 11. Absolute's had a poor exit though, but that's not going to matter too much. He will have a DRS.
Carl
H. And that's more points for Danny Boy then, from 10th up into 9th. But Carl H is showing such pace, and it's not going to matter anymore now.
Might be the Quaz Boy on Jutsi Kev, just can't get the move done there into the first corner.
And Carl H just left the session and will be very disappointed in himself, I am sure, but he's still got this yellow flag set through. He could see a safety car.
The Quaz Boy looking to the outside now of Jutsi Kev. Will he try it to the inside? He's going to take it down the inside, side by side.
Oh,
and in the end, bit of contact, wheel to nose there, but in the end, the Quaz Boy getting the move done up into 4th place. Now he's got one Plain Racing in the Red Bull to try and catch up to.
And yeah, can he do it then? 1.2 seconds, 2 laps to go. Natty somehow back in the lead of this race, and from Absolute, Plain Racing is in 3rd. But here comes the Quaz Boy then. 1.1 seconds, he's heard the commentary, he's pushing on now. Can he get Plain Racing?
I'm not sure what the penalties are at the end of this race, we'll have to check, because I think there are quite a few penalties given to the drivers for quite a lot of the incidents that happened on that first lap. At the moment, Jutsi Kev looking to the outside of Quaz Boy, can't get the move done there. Quaz Boy is going to now try and get within a second of Plain Racing. He just can't get there on this straight, because look what Plain Racing is going to try and do too, Sen. It might be Plain Racing on Absolute 11 now for 2nd place. Can he get the move done?
Oh,
can't get the move done there. Big lockup from Plain Racing. In the end, Jutsi Kev not being able to get past Quaz Boy. Ray Fizz as well, just sort of tantalisingly waiting just behind these few drivers, just trying to see if he can make an opportunity of the battle that they're having.
As you're going to have Danny Boy then picking up another 3-second time penalty, but now we're on lap 12 or 13. Just looking, I think Natty's on his final warning for another 3-second time penalty. Absolute, as far as I know, doesn't have another time penalty. Just looking now, has 1 time penalty, sorry. Absolute Plain Racing's got no penalties, but is on his final warning. But Quaz Boy has a penalty and 2 warnings as well. Jutsi Kev has a penalty and 4 warnings somehow. As Ray Fizz as well, a penalty and 2 warnings.
It's going to get very interesting at the end of this race. Can Natty bring it home here? It's going to be difficult. I'm not sure. Did he still have that 5-second time penalty?
I think he served it in the pit stop, so he shouldn't have that anymore. Oh, it's Natty drifting a little bit with a parabolic event as we're going to start the final lap. Can absolutely make any kind of an impression on the Ferrari. Here we go then. Natty's got so much more ERS available to him, and now Absolute gaining all the time down the straight, but just too far to make a move.
Can the Ferrari driver put it on for first position here in this race in their home circuit? For the Ferrari fans will be just screaming at Natty, trying to get him to push on and take the first place. Is he able to do it? He's got a one Williams driver trying to make the move past him, just can't get the pass done. Plain Racing dropping back a little bit, but Quaz Boy might be able to get it done here on the final few laps. I'm not sure what there is in terms of penalties between these guys, but Quaz Boy getting now within a second of Plain Racing.
And crucially, Plain Racing won't have that DRS, so Boy potentially going to get very close to the Red Bull in front. Without that slipstream that the Red Bull has, is they're going to come down to Ascari for the final time. But absolutely all over the back of Natty. He's had a poor run through the middle second bit of Ascari, Tiger. Here comes Boy then. He's got more ERS than the Red Bull, as absolutely is weaving to try and deter Natty in front. That's not going to work because Natty's going to come through the Parabolica now. Greg's has got Ace to Sabo somehow going to the Scottish game. But here comes ex-Natty G. He was on pole in the rain and he's going to win this Grand Prix.
He almost lost it there at the end.
Oh, and Plain Racing gets second.
Plain Racing got second. I thought that he lost at the end there. It's a bit of a premature scream. It's absolutely 11 getting third. Judson Kev getting fourth. Ray Fizz in fifth for Quads Boy though, coming down in sixth. Gregster in seventh, I believe, is what it looks like. They'll come across and take seventh. Ace of Sabon though will take seventh actually, sorry. It'll be Danny Boy somehow getting ninth in this race and will pick up some points to the Ferrari team. But in the end, when Natty got taken out before, it didn't really matter in the end, Toussaint, because he still managed to actually put it on pole here. On pole and the lead, sorry, that's what I meant, yes. On the first
What did we
position.
say on the podcast, Tiger?
On the first position for the win, the winner, the guy who won.
As Danny Boy's going to cross the line, then I'm going to have your podium of ex-Natty G, and I think Plain Racing, and then Jitsiko? Or Absolute?
I think it was Absolute 11, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Absolute 11.
Yeah.
He came from last place to a podium. I mean, they're definitely deserving driver of the day for driver of the race for that one. It's Natty too, the Egyptian. He comes down and takes the.
You can tell he's really been using that podium pass.
Yeah, I know he's putting that podium pass to use as he does win. Does win here in Monza in the second race, and he will actually take a bigger lead now over Boy. Not as much as he would have hoped into the final few races. 2 cents. Remember, it is reduced points in the final one. I don't know, Charles Leclerc, I have no idea. Natty won that after he got viciously taken out into turn 4 and 5, but he still managed to win somehow. As I'm sure the stewards will look at all of those incidents for the final race here in the weekend league. But there is your final standings. It was Absolute 11, came from 13th to 3rd. Well done to him. Ray Fizz, 12th to 5th. Well done to him. But Quans Boy, 6th to 11th. The Comeback King getting up into 6th place. And it just shows to say that different races can bring different results. And the way the quali works as well. But Quans Boy started in 11th. Having to get up to 6th, but he qualified on pole and finished in 1st place at the end of last race. It just shows how much quali can actually affect the race, but also what happens in the race as well obviously affects the race.
Yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one-shot quali. Yeah, really managed to shake up the grid a bit. Sorry, there. As Natty, being on pole position, was able to control the race until he got taken out. I'm sure that would be looked at, and a fair penalty will be handed out.
7th. Natty came first. Natty gets 15 points. Where does 7th place get? Is it 3 points? It is, isn't it? No, 4 points.
Like that, I believe.
Because 10th is 1, 9th is 2, 8th is 3. 7th is 4. So if there was a 7-point gap, that means that there is now a 13-point gap.
That I believe would be right.
14 point. No, 12 point. No. Maths. Anyway.
We'll work it out and get back to you.
Yeah, maths. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about it in the podcast. Whenever we record it. But anyway, yeah, thank you for everyone joining us here in the weekend league. Thank you, Toussaint, for joining me on this one. I think I've just had a range of commentators for this one, so it's always nice to have different people every week. But thank you to everyone in the comments as well for being here. Thank you to Guillotine for that sub from earlier. Appreciate it. Thanks to Gav and his team for doing what they do day in, day out, week in, week out, all the, their work. And then, if you haven't already, I mean, you probably have if you're a returning person, but go and subscribe to the Gavra Racing YouTube channel. And do what Guillotine did. Subscribe to the Twitch channel as well. Because if you have Twitch Prime, you are able to do that. And yeah, bye Piero in the chat saying bye Tiger, bye 2 Cents. See you later, mate.
Bye,
then we'll
bye,
see
Piero.
you the next time we will have an F1 race will be on Thursday, where we will be, and I'm excited for this one, we will be in Monaco for the Super League, and I cannot wait, because the last time I commentated on a Monaco race, only 7 people finished out of about 15, so I'm excited to see what the Super League brings in Monaco. 50% race, as always, so make sure you join us then. If there's rain, you guys are done for.
If there's rain, I'm going to leave the lobby.
But no, make sure you join us then. And once again, GT Sport on Friday at 6 o'clock UK time, 7 o'clock Central Eastern time, European time, whatever, yeah, that time. And then Sunday weekend league once again. Well, it'll be me and someone else, whoever it is. We'll find out. I never really know anymore. But yeah, make sure you all join us then. And yeah, we will see you all later.